Hello, welcome back. It's Grillenheimer. I just wanted to go over these guys real quick. The glare is kind of bad, but I'll show them digitally too. But got these guys printed out. Finally put these guys together. A little dark, but they still don't look half bad. We got Spectro, Spyglass, Viewfinder. I didn't really give any of them a leader trait. Spectro is melee, Battlemaster. Spyglass is ranged in Battlemaster. Viewfinder is a specialist in a Battlemaster. So they have each of the three different main traits. Little hard to see. Spectro is bold 2. Spyglass is focus 2, and the Viewfinder is tough 2. Maybe I meant to give him the focus. Oh, Pierce 2, excuse me. Bold 2, Pierce 2, and Focus 2. Okay, he does have the focus. Okay, Spyglass has Pierce. Of course, then once they turn into or get knocked out and turn into upgrades, you can put them on a character. And it looks like Reflector. It's a challenge to get them all together because they are individual upgrades, which in turn will give your character they're on Bold 2, Focus 2, and Pierce 2, as well as 2 to attack and 2 to defense. But when they're all together, they also get an extra attack and an extra defense. So that would give Flathead a defense of 5, an attack of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a challenge to do it. I've been able to do it a time or two playing around with them. If I get the chance, maybe I can show a game with these guys, maybe paired up with a boat character or 2 or something like that. But that is Reflector. I've kept it simple, and I think they work okay. I only have about 6 boats here because Staples is stupid. I could have sworn I had all my stuff and I ported it over to their print email. I may go to Office Depot or whatever they're called and check them next. There's one lady at Staples that will do my stuff. That will print my stuff, and they enjoy my artwork as well. But let's just start off with these 2 Decepticons. Like I said, I have 18 characters, and I could have sworn I ported them all over. A few had mistakes, but here's Fog Break. It's kind of hard to read because of the way the card is made. Maybe I should have gone with the Energon edition format. Boat, ranged in this mode, reconnaissance, and nautical. This will come into play later as you'll see. Bold 2, KO. I gave them KO abilities. Oh crap, and I renamed it, but I didn't rename it on him. I call it Sync. The ability is now Sync. So that should be Sync, but when he's in the KO, flipped into this mode, in the KO pile, then give a boat, Bold 3, this battle. So again, the trick is all the boats, and I've gone over this before, have low attack in their alt modes. But if you have a boat that is in the KO, you flip them into KO and have them attack in alt mode. Who's left in the battlefield? They get Bold 3 because they're now been flipped into KO. Which was my whole point in the beginning. I just called it KO as it still shows here, but I have since renamed it Sync. After this attacks, untap another nautical character in alt mode once per turn. Of course, if you flip it over, nautical is missing. So it has to have the nautical up there, which is kind of a trait, but not a trait because we don't have that listed available. So I only put it on the alt modes next to their function. So after this attacks, untap another nautical mode in alt mode once per turn. So if we've got, you know, these guys here like this, and then Fog Break attacks in boat mode, because at least he's got an attack of 3. He does his turn. Well, he attacked. I can actually now untap, and I didn't specify, so I can untap him, or I can untap Snap Switch, but I can only do it once per turn. So if then Snap Switch goes, which doesn't start a new turn. Think Papa Wheelie or something like that. So another boat can untap, which gives your player, your opponent, another go, and then if they're all tapped out, then you can just get to go again. Then it's their turn. Well, everybody then probably would untap, and then it would be the other player's turn. So that is how the sync works. That's not how sync. That's how the... maybe I should have given that ability a name, but I didn't do that. And not all the boats have that either. Not all the boats have that either. This is going way too long. Fog Break in his bot mode is only melee. You can see his stats. He is a Decepticon. When this defends against a boat, damage it by 1 after the battle. So he's got a you know, I've changed and really tightened up a lot of their abilities since I made these guys originally last year, which I didn't know a whole lot of what I was doing. I thank you for the followers. But this is them. I think this is a lot better. And then I gave him a revenge ability. When this is KO'd, draw 2 cards. Of course, I just put draw 2, but draw 2 cards. So when he gets KO'd, draw 2 cards. Because he's a Decepticon. Snap Switch, since I accidentally, originally, I think I called him a Decepticon or a mercenary and drew the Decepticon symbol on him or something somewhere. So I had really messed up, and this is really dark. I wish I didn't realize it was going to print this dark, but this Staples printed them out. Oh, shucks. I'm on YouTube, and I just... anyway. When you flip to this mode, you may scrap green pip cards from your hand. If you do, your opponent has to scrap as many equipped upgrades as many green pip cards you scrapped. So if you only have one, you scrap it, then they have to scrap an upgrade. It's kind of like, well, you know what I'm talking about. And again, this one also has the same thing. After this attacks, you may untap another nautical character in alt mode, only untap once per turn. So in the way their star counts are, you could probably only have maybe about three wide healthfully, unless you use like Dingbot or something, who's a 5-star. Private Dingbot, I think, is the normal card with 6 stars. More attack in this mode. That's right, he's a melee boat. And then on this side, I gave him 2 traits. He's a ranged and specialist. Of course, he is a hybrid as well. He's a Decepticon and a mercenary. He has bold 2 in bot mode. When this does enough attack damage and KOs an enemy, use its bounty ability, which is untapping the character. Which is a big move, being able to untap. And he is an 8-star character. So he's in it for good. He's a true villain, unlike Kill Switch, despite his name is a traitor, or flip sides. Sgt Leeway. Maybe I should have glued these guys on cards. I didn't. I just put their paper and I just had them print on paper to be cheaper. I did not have them print on a cardstock or anything like that. And I just got it in here. So, you know, see, it's just paper. Boat, melee. When defending, flip one extra battle card for each boat in your starting team. So he's like that kickback Insecticon from Wave 1, I think. After this attacks, untap another nautical, blah, blah, blah. Boats, and then I put boats and lighthouses, which I meant to do that because that's what nautical is. When we get to waterproof, he's got the same thing. He's just a 7-star character. I probably should have just made him a 6-star instead of a 7. But he looks a little squished this way. But he looks, you know, like he would transform into a boat. It turned out pretty good. When you flip to bot mode, which is unusual, we normally don't have flipping abilities to bot modes. A few. If Buzzber is on your team, your opponent scraps 2 cards off the top of their deck. So forcing your opponent to scrap their cards. So I don't know. If Leeway and Buzzber, I don't have Buzzber up here, but if with their star counts I could have Cosmos with them or not, I'm not sure, but that would be a neat way of trying to have that kind of be pulled off. He's a common. Oh, that's right. Fog Break and Snap Switch are uncommons. Leeway is a common. And then let's go on to Teak, who is an Autobot uncommon. And because of the background, some of these are kind of hard to read. And you can even see the shadow of my phone when I tried taking the picture because my printer won't scan. And now it doesn't want to print pictures anymore either. I can still print text. A document is fine, but if I try to print a picture, it don't like it. When this defends and at least 2 white pips are flipped, then add 2 attack. And then we got the same verbiage for boats for when he attacks another, you know, untap another a nautical character. And Teak is a lake captain. If you look at a lot of my older videos, you'll learn where I got some of these names from, and even the characters and boats. Of course, he's a leader, boat, and melee in this mode. Leader, specialist, and melee. So again, we have, which is a little unusual, to be able to have 2 traits like that assigned to one character, when in this mode gives tough 2 to all boats on your team. So they would have to be in boat mode. But if you had somebody like, oh, I don't know, let's see, 1, 2. Gosh, this setup would work. You'd have a mercenary, an Autobot, and a Decepticon. They total about 15, 19, 23. They total 23 stars. So you could have Fog Break in the KO. Teak in this mode, and he's attacked. Flip Fog Break in the KO, gives a boat, bold 3. He gives a boat. Oh, tough 2. Never mind. It's tough. And when this, and again, he's a leader. I wanted to utilize the Matrix. When this bears the Matrix, gives all Autobots in the battlefield focus 1. Yes, even the opponent's Autobots. So opponents, if you use Teak, keep up with what mode he's in on both sides of the field. Okay. And Teak has some healthy health. at 12. Fog Break at 13, Snap Switch at 11. Flathead is a 7-star at only 9. But he is a mercenary in boat and melee. Most of the boats are just simply melee traits until they flip. After this battles, you may play a white upgrade from your scrap pile. So you can add a utility, a white upgrade, any white upgrade from your scrap after he attacks. That's something you have to watch out for. And then he has the untap ability as well. And he's just simply ranged on the other side. A little blurry, but he still looks good. I was trying to find the original artwork. I can't find it. So I had to take this from my card. He's got bold 3 in this mode. When this does enough attack to KO an enemy, use the card's bounty. And his bounty is do 2 damage to an enemy equipped with a white upgrade. So, and I have noticed that even with the official characters, it's hard to pull off a bounty. And this one may be even harder to pull off as well, because you may or may not know what cards your opponent is using. Oh gosh, I got to make this quick. We went over Leeway, right? Yeah, we did. So here's the last one. And don't ask me why, but I just wanted him to cover all the good guys. So he's a hybrid half Autobot and Maximal. And I really like how the symbol kind of split it up down there too. He has his original ability, little tightened up in wording. When this battles and flips for orange pips, bring in a 6-star or less boat. I don't think any of these are 6 stars. No, they're all at least 7 and up. And I didn't make many low boats. I think this could include both Dingbots or even Sunrunner, who I think is only just a 5-star. Or is he 6? 6-star or less boat. From outside the game. There it is. With 3 health and put it under waterproof. It doesn't mean that character has to have 3 health. You have to damage it down to 3 health. After this attacks another nautical character in alt mode, untap another nautical, blah, 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 blah. You can only do it once per turn. I wish they could have made this text darker, because it's really hard to read. Bot mode, he is bold 1 and tough 1. When flipped to this mode, deploy a character from under him with only 3 health. Maybe I should have said damaged down to 3 health. Because and you could use a title. I think the tidal wave characters are all 6 stars. Or 2 6 stars and 1 7-star. So you might be able to pull in one of those characters, and it doesn't matter what faction you are wanting to get help from outside the game, from another boat, because he is a lighthouse. He's bringing someone else into the game, into the battlefield with only 3 health to at least get 1 swing on their opponent, and they're probably knocked out. So that was the whole point of waterproof. Which I thought was a neat. He's an 11-star character. He's a little expensive, but he's unusual. Now, I've thought about making him a larger card. I didn't do that, but I did make him a Titan, and he's ranged in this mode. The guns, the turrets that he has on top of the house part, the alt mode is covering it up. But you can kind of see them kind of split apart on the top of each of his right there, and you can see that on the digital side, Titan and Melee. So he is supposed to be a bigger character than, say, something than one of these guys. So maybe I should have made him a large character. I don't know. But he's definitely bigger than a boat. because he's a lighthouse. With that, that's really all I've got. I'm going to have to get some more of these guys printed. I've got a few more battle cards in the works. Some people would prefer if I kept it themed. I'm not doing themes. I'm just making cards to be played, to be entered into the game, to say, here, try this. Here, test this. See what this does for you. I'm real eager. I have not tested out my Energon and my Harvest and those cards. I'm going to see what if I can get my printer to print. Oh, crap. But that's all we have for today, 20 minutes long. I'm so sorry, guys. But, and again, they're characters you've seen before, but they're a lot better looking. And yeah, I just cut them myself and put them in a top loader, just pieces of paper. So who knows how long they'll last. But with that, thank you for watching. Thanks for following along. Thanks for being here. Have a blessed day. And always remember that if you see Teak tacking in the wind, make sure to go the other direction. And we'll see you next time. And flip out and let's roll for it.